is day one of this, or actually minus one of the Normandy tour that I haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm really excited to do. We're leaving here from Holland on our way to Paris. The tour starts there tomorrow, and we're just getting there a day early. I get on the bus that is going to be the tour bus, and right now I'm sitting in it's an empty bus because the rest of the tour doesn't come till tomorrow. I was just here early, and I'm sitting in it's a really nice bus, and where normally if this was a road trip, a bus road trip, this is where coach driver would be sitting. So anyway, this is we're off, and we're off and running here, Paris bound on day D-1. Okay, we are off. Just got on the bus here in Holland, and we are now off to Paris, D-1. So, headed out. Okay, we're off on day one officially on the bus, leaving Paris, the hotel where we all gathered, and we're now headed out to La Roche-Guyon, which is significant because it was German General Erwin Rommel's headquarters. So that's our first stop as we get off and running here on our trip to Normandy. Okay. It's a cave.
As you may notice, it's colder inside. It's around 13 degrees Celsius and almost 55 Fahrenheit. So here, these places were used as houses, but this room has been enlarged with time because here there is all of the century that passed.
I'm just following this guy. Our guide. People actually used to live here.
You can go this way.
Oh, it's a room. $300 a night. Okay, I'm gonna be ambitious here. Try to get up these stairs. Up to the dungeon. Oh. Oh, actually, this is the limit. Okay. It's a little more challenging. We're managing. Ooh. Wow. Check out the view. I think it's just the two of us. From our whole tour. Oh, wow. Okay, day 2 of our trip here, and we are outside of Cannes, and this is the area that, from the German perspective, where they started seeing 400 British tanks from the 11th Armored Division coming right at them, and that was after a big bombing from the RAF, and they saw 400 tanks, but then the Germans were able to actually repel the attack from this position. Seems quite a battle here, as again the British were coming from that direction right here. Okay, we're inside the German bunker off of... Ow, ow! I hit my head. German bunker. Off, overlooking Sword Beach. Yes?
You're not overlooking anything, you're too small.
I can't see anything.
Tiptoes. Look over here.
All right. And these nice landmarks too. All right. Okay. All right. Going to another one. So all the resistance beaches, or actually bunkers. These bunkers here. Okay, this is now day 3 of our trip, and today is Canada Day, as we're focusing on the Canadian beaches. Juno Beach. You see there's a huge rainbow actually. Look at that, it's really nice. And we just arrived at Juno Beach, and we're going to be spending most of the day here on Juno. And as Chris, our tour guide, mentioned, it was actually it was the second bloodiest beach next to Omaha, and really underscored the massive contribution from the Canadians throughout the war. So All right, it's Canada Day today. Hey, all right, look at this bunker here. Defending Juno Beach, which is coming up right there. So that's the beachhead. All right, look at this incredible beach here.
We found one we like.
Okay, Juno Beach here. I'm gonna make my way out on one of these exits, as they were called. Get up, get off the beach. I'm gonna throw a grenade right here. One of these pillbox. Hello, anyone home? Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep walking, assaulting actually, up Juno, part of the 3rd Canadian Division, which was rebuilt after the fiasco a couple of years earlier at Dieppe. Okay, we're inside these bunkers. Okay, get through this.
Right there. Where?
Sideways cinder block, not vertically, as they should have.
No overhead.
The forced French labor. Little sabotage. All right, let's get out. Oh, finally some fresh air. All right. Whew, not for the claustrophobic. Day 3 here, and today's kind of a virtually Canadian day, but we're here on Silver Beach at the British Memorial. These silhouettes here represents one death among the British Commonwealth on D-Day, on the actual D-Day, not the entire campaign, because then there's 1,400 of these right here, but they would need 22,000 the entire Normandy campaign among the British Commonwealth casualties. This is again the Sword Beach. This is a temporary exhibit. It's coming in a month actually, so it's kind of, we're lucky that we got to see this, and really a great representation of the scale of losses. It kind of reminds me of the hallway of tears at the museum in Moscow. Great picture. Each tear represented 1,000 deaths, actually, all of the entire war in Moscow, for Russia, that is. So you can see all the different, as this extends out, you'll see here, way down. That's sense of the Normandy and the numbers here. This is the abbey where Canadian prisoners were executed. A real war crime perpetrated by members of the Hitler Youth Division, 12th SS Panzer. Fanatical little bastards, mostly 16, 17-year-old kids. Morally bankrupt societies do that. Okay, day 4 here, and today is more focused on Omaha Beach, or the American, one of the 2 American beaches. And actually on the bus ride over here, we're watching the first 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, and trying to do everything I can to not recite the movie with everybody over there. But you see how high these bluffs are, and this is exactly the sector. We're actually in the dull green sector of Omaha Beach that was depicted in Saving Private Ryan, the first 20 minutes of it at least. And you see actually a pillbox right here. Look familiar? That's kind of where Germans were shooting down on the American forces coming down. See, there's no beach obstacles now, but there were many back in the day on June 6, 1944. And this is the beach. We're about, right now it's about 8:30, so we're like 2 hours behind when it happens. And the invasion started around 6:30 in the morning. Oops. This beach here. Alright, we're coming up here on what was the bunker here with an 88 cannon. You see how Germans had such a great view of the entire beach, and as Captain Miller, Saving Private Ryan, says, every inch of this beach was pre-sighted. It was not a safe place on the beach. Here's commemoration, but get a sense for what a great view they had of the entire invasion force here. This is going to be a deadly assault. Okay, we're now off the bus for a little bit, still on Omaha Beach, near Coldville, which is one of the draws coming off of the beaches. This was actually in the U.S. 1st Division Center, not the 29th Division where we were at to start the day, out by Vierville. So, oh look, you see here, there is a monument of sorts that I'm sure we'll learn about. Look at that. We're headed down towards the beach. 1st Infantry Division came up through this way. So we're here now where the German defenses were, right around here. And actually, these people that are down there actually helps to kind of visualize that's kind of what the invasion the view of first one. Again, the German perspective. Right. Going down to this bunker position. So after I throw a grenade in there, I'm gonna work my way back now up this to get up top. Just absolutely unbelievable. I don't know how these guys were able to pull this off. This reminds me of the line from The Big Red One, the movie, where it says it's a monument for the Big Red One, 1st Infantry Division. Reminds me of the line from that movie where it said, "Well, you look at that. They already have a monument for us." And Lee Marvin's character says, "It's from World War I." Yeah, but the names are the same. They always are. Here now at the American Cemetery here at Omaha Beach, and looking through a few of these here. This one is for an MIA, or one they couldn't identify. I think that's what it is. Pretty enormous. 10,000 out of the 30,000 that were killed in the Normandy Campaign for all U.S. troops. The new commission on this is closed off a part of this. They're only opening up certain sections at a time unless you have a specific family member that you can make an appointment to. So some of the ones that I wanted to see, I don't think I'm going to be able to see like I did 20 somewhat years ago. But this is exactly where, from the movie beginning of Saving Private Ryan, when he says, when Ryan comes up, old man Ryan comes up and says, and his wife says, "John Miller." Okay, if you recognize this walk, it's because this is the opening scene from Saving Private Ryan. I'm walking with my granddaughters, my family. I find Captain Miller somewhere around there in the movie, but that's on the closed off part right now, which they've closed off. So this is the path. It's actually backwards in the sense that unless they went all the way down the opposite way and couldn't find it and then were making their way back up, if you were going to find it and you knew where it was, you'd be coming the opposite direction like these people coming here are. Okay, we're here now. Point Johanna. Other U.S. Rangers scaled the cliffs and landed right around here, which was not according to plan. But then they scattered off to go in and do their thing. That was the command post right there in the back. Here's this bunker. Guns are actually here. There's a thought that the guns had been moved pre-invasion by the Germans, but Chris has told us that was not the case. Okay, look at this bunker here. That's where these big guns were. Bombed the crap out of it. So here's the bunker. Again, been bombed a lot. It's an example here of the impact craters from pre-invasion bombing. That's how deep it went between the aerial bombing and the naval bombing. And this was the only part of Omaha, or actually of Normandy beaches, that were bombed because the Allies didn't want to tip off the Germans that this was going to be the invasion place. Yeah, look at this. Firing out of this. Picture yourself coming off that scale, coming up to one of these bunkers here. Tossing a grenade or two. Okay, let's keep moving on. Okay, your way back, way up. You see yet another bunker. Let's take a look. Okay, we're here at the German cemetery. Very different than the British that we went to a few days ago, and of course the American one that we went to earlier today. Most of them, if not all of them, have multiple names where, like, look at this one here. There's a 19-year-old and an older gentleman here, and that's typically at this stage of the war, that's how it was. So yeah, another 34-year-old here, but next to a 19-year-old. So very typical of the German force at this point of the year, this point of the war. Okay. This is the grave of the noted war criminal Michael Wittmann. He's here, and very disturbing that people like actually worship him. This is really, really fucked up. The reason why the stones are in darker color is because that is the color of shame, and the Germans were allowed to bury their dead here under the condition of they have limited space, the space that the host country, the invaded country, allowed them. They gave them, this is actually one of the bigger German cemeteries, and they gave them this space, but generally the spaces that they give them are unusable ground. This must have been pretty unusable because that's what they gave the Germans here to plant their dark stones of shame. And typical of German cemeteries also is there's like one central big cross, which is where they took all the unknowns that they can't bury there. And then in some cases, I'll go to this one right here. Actually, this one's a little bit closer, is when they're buried kind of together, close together like this, it's because they were all part of like a tank unit, and they were all found together, and they just kind of put them all together. Very interesting, very different, obviously, again, than the American and the British cemeteries that we've been to here. And again, let's check the age range really. 21-year-old and an 18-year-old. Most likely, if they're both at this age, probably part of the Hitler Youth 12th SS Panzer. So, unlike most of the other places that we've been to here in Normandy, a lot of German tourists here. And you can tell because there are a lot of people wearing black socks. Like that. And that dude over there. A lot of black socks.